Yo, what's good, people, man? It's your boy Persona, Gamer Persona, one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And welcome to WUPS Reviews number 4? I think it's number 3. Number 3 or number 4?
More like impressions. But
Or not review impressions. You're right. WUPS impressions. WUPS impressions.
We can call it beta.
A beta. But yeah, man, listen. So me and Barry are here, man, and we're going to be talking about Concord. The Concord beta, early access beta, did come out this weekend. And me and Barry have been playing it hardcore, so we definitely want to give our thoughts and impressions on the beta, give our thoughts and impressions on the characters, the gunplay, the maps, all of it. We're going to break it down and kind of talk about a little bit about the discourse as well that we've kind of been seeing surrounding Concord and the beta and whatnot. But before we get into anything, guys, make sure you hit the like button, share this video out, and if you want to, man, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're new here. Also, if you want to become a member, you can. The link to that is in the description. And for those who don't know, me and Barry are on a podcast break, but we're still putting content out, like things like this, in video form for you guys, so that, you know, we still at least got things coming throughout the summer, right? But before we get into anything else, man, gotta introduce my bro. You see him down there, my bro Barry in the building. Barry, what's good with you, man? How you feeling today, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. Pretty excited to talk about some Concord. Hopefully the developers, listen to the feedback. So we can be, playing this game for a long time. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna give our thoughts and opinions, our likes, our dislikes, things they can improve upon. But overall, great start so far, in my personal opinion. But we'll go into more detail on that.
For sure, man. Definitely can't wait. And yeah, man, definitely let us know in the comments as well if you guys played it. Let us know what you think as well, man. We definitely want to hear what the community, especially the WUPS community, is thinking when it comes to Concord. But Barry, before we jump into our thoughts and impressions, just real quick, man, let the people know how long have you been playing this beta? Because the beta did come out Friday. How many hours did you put into it so far?
Well, so far I got about 18 hours into the beta.
The beta came out Friday, Barty.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing it early this morning with a couple of friends. Just came off with my bro Dooley. But yeah, I like I said, I've been enjoying the game. The game is fun. I like games that get you into the combat pretty quick. They can slow down a little bit on the animations as far as the intros, but you get into the games pretty quick so far during the beta. So yeah, 18 hours in the game. I'm like level 24.
24, wow.
Overall, and like level 23 with Itzy or It's. That's the main character I've been playing as. Super fun. I will have like a character breakdown or overview later on, but yeah, been having fun. How long you been spending there, Persona, man? You talking about me and my 18 hours. How long you been in there?
Hey, Barry, I'm gonna be honest. I'm at about 14, 15 hours in the game. Yeah. I mean, it's the main game that I've been, or the beta. It's the main thing I've been playing all weekend, and it's definitely got its hooks in me right now when it comes to this beta. And I agree, I like it. It's definitely some, I have some gripes with the game, things that I think they can fix, but a game like this that's keeping me coming back where I want to play, I want to continue to play, I want to play more. I streamed it this weekend. That's definitely a good sign for me personally. Yeah, I streamed it twice. I'm actually probably going to stream it today too, honestly. But that's a good sign for me personally when it comes to a game like this, right? So yeah, about 14, 15 hours in the game. All right, so you know what? I kind of want to start off your cat. So kind of like give me your top 3 favorite characters so far in the game, and why.
Top 3 favorite characters so far. I do enjoy Itzy. It's the main character I play. So in those hours, I probably played about like 15, 16 hours of that character. I'll say Lennox is the secondary.
Yes, sir.
Due to, when it comes to time to kill, that is the time to kill. That's the time to God. You're gonna get your kills, man, in a clip. With Lennox. I'm also enjoying T.O., man. T.O., I enjoy T.O. a lot. Very Call of Duty-esque. character throwing the smoke grenade. That smoke grenade, yo, to the graphic team. That's how you do some smoke, man. You can't see
For
nothing
real, you
through that
can't see
joint.
nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even a silhouette. It's just like you gotta get real close to see a
That smoke
silhouette.
is
But
strong too, man. Really strong.
smoke is strong, man. I mean, I think they should tone down a little bit on your teammates as far as they can't see through the smoke,
Mhm.
but as far as the enemies, and then he can just like see through it when he ADSs, really good. But those are my three favorite. But we'll go into balance when it comes to the characters a little bit later. But so far, I would say those three. I have a fourth though that I really enjoy.
Cool.
High key,
Mm.
low key, middle key.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Lark, man.
Really, the bug, the
The
seedling,
but
the seed
he's
character.
annoying. He's annoying, but
Yeah.
I think he's fun. Like as far as it's like that teammate support character, he will annoy a lot of teams, man, because that character, if you see a Lark on your team, keep him alive. He's very, very important on the battlefield where he can invulnerable a lot of characters.
And
It
he
slows them
buffs the
down.
characters too, buffs like your
Yeah, and
team.
it buffs you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it ups your speed and whatnot. He's
Also,
very,
his
very
gun,
important, man.
his seedling gun, those bullets track. Like if you shoot it in like the
Yeah.
vicinity of the enemies, they track and do some pretty beastly damage on the team.
They got a little range as far as like it drop off, like it don't go too far, but it can be annoying because it staggers. So if you just walk, even if he misses you and you walk through it, you're gonna get hit by it. But
Yeah.
how about you? What's your top three?
Top three for me, I think you know what number one is, Bari. I think everybody knows. Lennox,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Lennox is my guy.
Best character in the game.
Best character in the game for sure. Really and truly, Lennox is like a tank DPS. No cap. He's got like
Yeah.
he has an ability where he can heal himself, which is weird that the tank characters in this game don't have that, but he does. So I feel like
And it's
he's more of
multiple.
like
It's not even just one.
yes, two,
You
and
can
he
do it twice.
recharges. So
Crazy.
I think he's meant to be more of a hybrid character, a tank DPS, which is why I like him so much. He does great damage, very fun to use. I think his movement is really good as well. His knife ability is also good. It's an explosive knife.
OP.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah, it could definitely one shot. And yeah, so Lennox is definitely top tier and my favorite character so far in Concord. Second, I'm gonna have to say Roka. Roka is she uses a rocket launcher, and she can also float really high up into the air and shoot, and she has like these homing rockets. Whenever she's floating in the air, the rocket missiles home onto the enemies much more aggressively. And I think she is a really fun character to use, and I think she has one of the best dodges in the game. Like when it comes to like the dodge mechanic in this game, everybody can dodge except for the big characters like One Off and Amari, but everybody else has a dodge in the game. The reason why I say her dodge is the best is because it goes the furthest and she can dodge in the air, which is really, really strong. So I like her a lot. I think she's really fun to use, right? So Roka is number two. And then number three for me, Bari, honestly, is Kips, the character that looked like Urkel. I like her with that refractor pistol. I like that refractor pistol that she has. And then I like the little it's called well, I forgot the name of the ability, but it's an ability where she sticks these little balls onto like the floor or the wall or whatever, and if you walk past it, it triggers and it'll actually highlight the enemy on the map for you and the team. I like that. And then she's got this
makes them vulnerable too.
Yeah, and then
so she weakens them.
She also has this disruptor grenade that stops the enemy team from using their abilities, which is really, really strong, especially if you throw it in a cluster of enemies that is bunched up together. That kind of just immobilizes them, man, and is a really, really, really good ability to have. And I like her pistol, like nice little refractor machine pistol that she has. It does really good damage as well. And one of her best abilities, which honestly, this is really OP, her dodge makes her invisible. And when I say invisible, I don't mean you see a little silly, like it makes her completely vanish from the map. When I'm going against like Kips players and they dodge and go invisible, I have a hard time finding them, man. Like that invisibility on her is extremely strong, and it's The reason why I think that's really good as well is because getting out of damage and getting getting to cover or getting to safety much easier. I like that, and the dodge doesn't last too long. The invisibility doesn't last too long, but she's really fun to use as well. So those are my top three for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I like her a lot. But a lot of the other characters is just we'll get into the TTK, but you're gonna see a lot of people rage quitting or leaving if they don't get that Linux, man. I see it every time. Like, see somebody pick Linux, oh, this person left, this
Mm-hmm.
person left,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, that character, you're gonna drop people with that character, man,
Yeah.
and it's hard to drop them too. I got so much clips showing that it's like, yo, I'm right in front of this dude, headshot, and he's
Yeah.
not dropping, he's not
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Linux is that guy. Okay. So we talked about top three favorite characters. Now, Barry, give me your top three least favorite characters.
Oh, it's all the big any character that have like limited mobility, I'm not picking them. So,
Or like Amari,
um,
one off.
Imari,
Mm-hmm.
one off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an issue with Star Child. Um, I'll say yeah, Imari, one off, and Hamer. I think she's
Hamar.
good, but she's just Hamer.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not for me. She's too slow. I don't like slow characters like that.
Mm-hmm.
Her. I could see her in certain modes, like being super strong,
Mm-hmm.
especially like a capture the point mode. Oh man, she throw that fire is AoE and her splash damage on her little crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
But movement wise, she's just too slow for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, for me, least favorite characters. I'm gonna have to say Jabali. I wasn't really feeling him. I feel like his
Oh, I never
healing
used him yet.
his healing ball that he uses. I think it needs to be a little bit faster. It needs to heal just a little bit longer, a little bit more, in order for him to be like an effective healer. Because I guess he's supposed to be more like a DPS healer, more offensive healer type. And I just feel like his healing ability is just not that great. And honestly, I think his weapon. Well, we'll get into weapon damage with some of these characters later, but his weapon damage for me personally, I'm just not gelling with. Another character is Devere. Not Devere,
Oh,
Duchess.
the
Duchess, the wall character.
oh the old lady.
Yeah, like her she seems okay. She's very Fortnite. Like I feel like that's a character like if you play Fortnite, that's your character. Like that's a character that you'll definitely be playing a lot and feel at home with if you play a lot of Fortnite is Duchess. But for me, she just didn't really gel too well with me, man. I just was like, nah, this is not because the wall it kind of could be like a double-edged sword because you block the path, but then you can't see nothing, so you can't really tell where the enemy is, and I just wasn't feeling it. And then her other magic ball ability, I just wasn't feeling that too much either. And again, her weapon, the damage on that just wasn't it's bad, right? And
Yeah,
then
when they if they buff her damage on her weapon, she's become much stronger because she can trap people
mhm.
with that wall, so you can't escape like that. But she doesn't really have no stopping power to be like, who cares? I don't care if you stop me. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna shoot you.
Mhm. And then for me, third character that I wasn't really feeling that much was Dutch. Is it Duchess? Yeah, Duchess. Duchess is cool, but again, that's much more of a situational character.
Yeah, you
Where
said Duchess. You probably talking about Daviers.
not Duchess, De Veers. Thank you, De Veers. I'm not really feeling De Veers either. I feel like that character very situational. Like she's got the blobs and things that she could shoot and things like that. Uh, but I just didn't really seem like a character that really would gel too well with me personally. Where I'm just like, more situational, more of like a that's more of like an objective based character. That's the vibe that I got, especially with Duchess and De Veers. Those feel like objective based characters where if you're trying to lock down a point, you'll put those walls up and you put the slime and stuff down and it catches fire on the point and all that stuff. But for like TDM and like trophy hunt modes and stuff like that, nah, I just don't see those characters gelling well with me and how I like to play. So, yeah, those are my three least favorite characters for sure. Um, but yo, Bari, talk to me about the gameplay. Like, let's get into the actual beta and like the presentation, the maps, gunplay, gameplay. How you,
Performance.
yeah, all that stuff, man. How are you feeling? And again, this is only a beta, so obviously, things can change from now to the final release. But in terms of the beta itself and its gameplay and your experience with the beta, just break down to me how are you feeling about this beta and what your confidence level is going into the final release after playing this beta for so long over the weekend.
Yeah, like I like the beta. I think it's a fun game. I like the vibe of the game, like the music, the characters. Um, I like the headshot indicators, that little ding ding. I like that noise.
Mm-hmm.
The gunplay feels good, the movement feels good, even though I suggest cranking up the sensitivity because the default sensitivity is way too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I like how each character, not every character feel the same, even movement wise. If you're picking a bigger character, you're gonna move slower. There's a few little tricks that I'm learning as far as like, sliding is a big commitment in this game. But you got like semi slide cancels if you just click L3 twice or just run it out, where you can cancel midway into that slide. So that's like a cool mechanic I use to get out of dodge or just to speed up, because when I noticed that I'm using Eats, right? She's a very fast character, but when I implement that stuff, especially beginning of the game, I'm getting to my spot way before everybody else, and I'm just like I have the advantage there. Like, oh yeah, now I can just do what I do here. But yeah, gunplay, it feels very Destiny like. The double jump, it feels very Destiny like. Um, it feels good. Like I said, I like the vibe. I like the direction where they're going with the narrative stuff. Where everybody, every week you get like this vignette showing the characters in their daily life. Even though I feel like, with that being said, this game can benefit from having a single player campaign. If you're going to go out and do all that there every week, let's give us a comparable story where we
Mm-hmm.
can play these characters and see their day to day. I think that would benefit the game much better than just logging in every week and seeing a new cutscene. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but yeah, I like the game a lot. I like the maps. Maps are pretty good. I feel like it's pretty balanced as far as like there's no real strong point on the map outside of like if people start camping up on heal points. There's good flanking points on the maps. The verticality is pretty good. Um yeah, footsteps a little too loud, but
Yeah, footsteps are
we'll see if
definitely
they can
loud.
adjust with that,
Mm-hmm.
because it makes it harder to try to flank people. Even though you have the flank points, it's harder to flank because everybody just know you're coming because the footsteps so loud. um Performance. This game looks amazing. Persona
Mm-hmm.
graphically is probably one of the best looking first person shooters online games I've seen.
Yeah.
With the colors, it pop. It's very vibrant. The visibility is amazing. Where I can see characters. I don't have trouble not seeing somebody from a distance, like other games where the characters will blend in, within the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But for frame rate, spot on. I'm not experiencing any type of like hitches
Frame
or
dips and all
any
that.
drops in
Mm-hmm.
frames or nothing like that.
Getting
Yeah,
in
you do
matches
get some
really
lag
fast
spikes.
too.
Yeah, you get some lag spikes here and there because I feel like it's a worldwide connection, not a region based
Mm-hmm.
connection that they're doing. But overall, performance has been great in my opinion. I have not had an issue where I'm like, oh, this game, the frame dip where it's messing me up. All these particle effects and abilities is going around, and there's no frame dips here within the game. So that's amazing. The sound design is pretty great as well. Like I said, if you're wearing headphones, you're going to benefit a lot because you
Mm-hmm.
can hear them footsteps from a mile away. Especially the bigger characters, they sound
Yeah.
like the juggernaut is coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's a lot of positives, man. I think they had a great start here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very actually, yeah, to be honest with you, I'm actually surprised how polished the beta is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally, when I play or when we play a beta for these live service games, yeah, we see the potential, but the polish should be like, oh, it's just a beta. That typical excuse. It's a beta.
Hmm.
Here it's like, oh, this feel like this could be a final
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
I agree.
I'll stop it right there.
Yeah. No, I agree with a lot of what you said. I do think that when it comes to this beta, definitely one of the most polished betas that I've played in a long in a long time, honestly. Especially with the frame rate, the lobby system, the inviting your friends. There's no issue, really no issues with that.
Oh
Getting
yeah.
people into the
Easy.
lobbies, which is like surprising. Um, Getting into matches very very quickly. So I do think shout out to Firewalk for really putting out a polished beta experience. And I agree with Barry a lot when it comes to the maps. One of the things for me when it comes to playing first person shooters or really online multiplayer games like this in general, spawns, maps, gunplay, and things like that. And I do think that for Concord, they do those things really well, especially when it comes to the map design and the spawns. That's one thing that I wasn't and for those who, watch me and Barry or have watched this for a long time, one of the things that I dislike is bad spawns. And I do think in this game, the spawn system is great. And I think part of that has to do with there being a timer on spawns. So really giving people time to really get back into the match and whatnot, which I think that plays a big part into it as well. But
Timer a little too long though.
I agree.
But
We're gonna get into that with the negatives. Trust me. But yeah, I do think that when it comes to Concord and from what I've played, I do think that this is looking like a very solid experience when it comes to gameplay, the gameplay, and when it comes to the maps and the variety of characters. Right. Typically when you playing games like this, like these hero-based games or whatever you want to call it, um, everyone in this game feels different. Like it is actually surprising how unique every character really is. Like no two characters are alike when it comes to their abilities, when it comes to how they play, when it comes to the strategy you can have with them. It's very very unique, and again I have to praise Firewalk for really putting out characters that just feel different. Even the big characters, you got two big characters like One Off and Imari. They don't play alike. Their abilities aren't alike. And despite them both being bigger, tanky characters, how you would play them are extremely, extremely different. I think that's great. So yeah, in terms of my experience so far with Concord, in terms of the positives, I am very happy with what I've been experiencing so far. But with positives, there's always negatives, and there are definitely some negatives here with Concord that we definitely need to address. And I hope Firewalk listens and can fix these things by release or close to after the game releases, because these are definitely things that I think will make or break the success of this game, right? Bari, one that we've been talking a lot about that I definitely want us to kind of spend some time on is the gun damage for a lot of these enemies. And I kind of I want to give you the floor because your main Itzy, she and I try Itzy as well, and I agree with Barry 100%, but I want to give him the floor to kind of talk about the gun damage, especially with his character. So Barry, break it down, man. Let's talk about the negatives, man. Talk about that gun damage for me. I gave the look. When Barry give that look, you know he about to go in. When he give that look, go ahead.
Pull up a chair, Firewalk, man. We praise the game, but this is where the realness and the feedback, the cons, the gripes come in. I get where you're going, where you are basing a lot of work together to get the kill type thing. But that if you have characters like Lennox, Tio, even Hamar, that can, kill enemies pretty quickly, it's going to cause a balance issue. Because you have an idea for everyone else. You don't want to make them too OP, but you got, certain characters that feel OP because of the TTK is too long. I don't care how good the mobility it's could be. There's no way her damage output on the base SNG should be that low. There's times I'm running behind enemies and I'm shooting them in their back, and they're not dying. I'm just like, wait, and I'm reloading my gun and I'm still shooting. They turn around and it's a TO that has turned around and to shoot me quick. I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good balance right there with the TTK. You know, I feel like you always should reward skill. And with longer TTK, it doesn't reward skill because you're just rewarding the person that using this character that has this ability that can just drop you quicker rather than the gunplay. The gunplay is what is going to sell this game and have it be have any longevity within the game. The abilities is going to be cool. That should just be the icing on the cake. But that gunplay needs to be satisfying where some people can go into the game and feel confident that they don't have to use this ability all the time just to cop out or get a kill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for other characters, you got to work much harder. I gotta throw this orb, right? I gotta wait till the orb comes back, which comes back pretty slow, in order for me to engage into a gunfight. That doesn't play, well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the character due to the movement and me teleporting and dipping and dodging and doing all that stuff. But other characters, the TCK, you need a damage buff with these base weapons. I get that there's debuffs and there's buffs and things like that, but the base weapon, it needs a damage buff because there's no way. There's people that when you're just walking into somebody, and this person is just that they don't have the skill at all. They don't have the movement. You're implementing all your movement. You're getting behind enemies. You're going in front of them. You're hitting them, and it's just like, yo, I'm not seeing the health bar delete, but they recognize, oh, I'm getting hit, and they just our ability, and you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
that is not going to have people staying in the game. So you have to work. You got to find that fine balance within the TTK. I think you need to up it a little more because you do have characters that drop healing pads. You got healing pads all over the map. You got characters that with shields. You got characters that got different health values. You have to up the TTK. I don't know if you're basing the TTK based off of the low health value characters. Because even sometimes I'm shooting the low health value characters like a Hammer, and it takes so long for the bullets to recognize where she's getting the damage. It's something's off there. You gotta balance that out. You gotta get it fixed. I know you guys have seen it. I know you've seen it. You've seen it either on the feedback as far as in Twitter, and you're seeing it in the data when it comes to the servers and the information that's being sent out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've seen it. So I'm letting you know right now, and this is WUPS being straight up. You have to up the TTK.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have
I
to
agree.
up it
I agree.
because you have characters that have really good abilities that can finish you. Like, and I don't mean to pick on Lennox because I do enjoy Lennox, but Lennox throwing knife can drop you in one hit. So you imagine I'm shooting Lennox all day. Brrr. Oh, TGK is slow. Work together as a team, to get the kill. And he just throws his knife, pop, dead. Or he shoots me with a revolver 2 times, pop, pop, dead. You got to fix that. You got to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let us have fun. Don't be scared. Let us have fun. The game will situate itself when you balance out these characters and have the TCK up there. Reward the skill player.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
no, I agree. I agree a lot when it comes to TTK. I would even say more so with the base damage for weapons, right? And I don't think every character needs to have their damage increased because there are definitely characters where their damage is good. Roka, Lennox, Lark, right? And a couple other characters, TO, things like that. I think there are some characters where their base damage for their weapon is good, right? But then there are other characters where I feel like the base damage for their weapon can be up just a little bit. I'm not saying they need to be running around one-shotting people, not at all, right? But I do think that there needs to they do Firewalk. You do need to do just a small little pass to some of the other characters, and just to name 3 off the top of my head, Duchess. I definitely think Duchess's damage needs to be looked at just up just a little bit, just a smidge. I'm not saying it's got to be crazy, but just a smidge. Another character is what's Kips. Up that refracker just a smidge,
Yeah.
because it's a refracker. It's a pistol. It's a machine pistol. So
And the
obviously,
headshot multiplier need to go up
yeah,
because
headshot and multiplier
I'm
needs to
hearing too much
increase.
ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding, and people's not dying. Sorry.
and I'm very accurate with Linux, and sometimes I'm shooting them in the head, and the headshot multiplier, I'm hearing that mink 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 mink, and it's the damage is definitely, the headshot multiplier can be increased just a little bit. But I do think that you know you definitely need to look at TTK, and you need to look at base damage for some of the characters and tweak and increase for some. And ItZ as well. Like I played ItZ. It was abysmal how bad her weapon damage is, man. Like it's almost like you really have to work hard to get
Yeah, it's
kills
a
with
character
ItZ.
you got to rely a lot on the skill,
Mm-hmm.
and that ball takes too long to retract.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would throw that ball, it's super fast going out there, but coming back is just like, why is this thing taking so long? The how fast it goes to hit an opponent, it should be the speed coming back,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm over here shooting, and enemies are just like, yo, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that ball ain't coming back yet. You ain't getting that buff. Damn.
Same thing with Baz. I tried Baz as well. I think she's
Oh
a
yeah.
cool character, but she's too reliant on the debuff in order for her to do damage with her knives. And I'm like, if you don't have no debuff, you're not really gonna be able to take enemies out. And I feel like you need to buff her knife damage a little bit. Now, obviously, I actually think Baz is the fastest character in the game. Like she's definitely
Yeah.
the fastest
Walk
character in the
walk speed,
game.
she's the fastest.
Walk
Yeah.
speed, run speed, she's definitely the fastest character in the game for sure. And that might be the trade off where she's the fastest, so she can kind of strafe and do all that more.
Her dodge is
And
ridiculous
she
too.
gets 3 dodges, which is,
Yeah.
again, she's really strong. So they may be looking at that and saying, well, if we give her more damage, she may become too strong because she's got all these other things with her. But I feel like just a smidge, just a
Yeah, a
smidge more on
character
her.
like that should be super effective in a 1v1. That's how I look at some of these things. Like in a
Mhm.
1v1, and I'm using the abilities, I'm getting my buffs and things like that. How am I losing? I'm shooting 2 clips into an enemy while they're shooting me with 3 bullets, and I die.
Yeah.
That doesn't pan out well
Hmm.
for that player. And the more people that experiencing that, they're not going to stick with the character and play. They're going, "Oh, I'm not going to play this character." And if they don't get the character that they do have success with, they're just going to rage quit out and leave. You
Hmm.
know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Yep.
you gotta find that balance. So these characters, everyone can be viable in any situation, or in the situations they're built for, they should be very viable.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these fast characters, you build them for certain situations, and bats, eats, they're very good in 1v1, but do they really excel in there? No, because their damage output is so low.
Hmm. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Barry, another thing too that I think we talked about this the other day too, but another negative that I think Firewalk should look at is, so obviously if you don't get your character, people are leaving. But I do think they need to have some type of system in there where when somebody leaves, it's searching for other players to fill those spots. And now that might be something that's in the full release, who knows, but I am going to mention it here because we experienced that a lot over the weekend when it comes to, people leaving, or if they're losing too much, they leave, or whatever the case may be, and then it ends up being like one person and nobody else is being put back on that team. I think you do, especially with games like this, you definitely want to have it to where people can join in and join matches in progress, because again, stuff like that can really kill a game. If you always got people leaving and no one's filling those spots and whatnot, you want to keep those matches full as much as possible. So I do think
Yeah,
you should think
it's
about
even
implementing
it's
a
even
match in
worse
progress system.
on your side, right? I just this morning, whole team quitted out on me. I was the only person there fighting against 5 people. I could have easily quit out, but I'm just like, you know what I mean? I want to make sure you see this data that's happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, you need to fulfill these lobbies, getting people in there. I don't, maybe it's a beta thing, I don't know, but within a beta that should be tested. So hopefully during the open beta, we get some announcement that they're fulfilling the lobbies when people leave, because I feel like it's ridiculous. In a game that is so reliant on teamwork and stuff like that, if you have two people versus five, it's not fun. You got to
Mm-hmm.
put people in there.
Yep. Yep. What other negatives you got, Barry?
Yeah, like I got a few stuff. Like I feel like the respawn, even though the respawn timing, I get it.
Oh yeah, they
I
gotta get rid.
the time is too long,
Yeah, they get rid of that.
because when you die, they got to show you the little prompt thing. You go into your character select screen, which I feel like you're doing that. You shouldn't have that every time you die. If somebody pick a character, lock in with that character, go into the respawn. If somebody want to switch out their character, they probably do a long press so they can switch out and pick a different character. But right when you pick a character, it's another 5 seconds you gotta wait. So overall, when you die, you probably 10 seconds of waiting before you can get in and try to help your team out. There's many times where there's close games, I would die and it's 28-29, and I'm like, no, let me get back in, Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Game
Mm-hmm.
over.
Yep.
So yeah, they especially when it comes to takeout, aka TDM, there shouldn't be no waiting time in my opinion with that. Like I get more objective modes, like probably like a capture the flag or domination type thing, but like trophy hunt, kill confirm, takeout, TDM. Yeah, I don't see the necessity of having the respawn timers that long
Mm-hmm.
or waiting to get into the game.
I
But
agree. I agree. Because
yeah,
there's been many times where I'm kind of just sitting there like, really? I feel like 3 seconds, right? If you're gonna do a timer, I agree, no timer for like TDM or like trophy hunt stuff like that. The more kill based modes with the respawns, I feel like there shouldn't be a timer, and I think you should add a timer to the no respawn modes to give it more a balance like that. But yeah, the timer definitely is really annoying for sure.
I'm gonna bring up a few little gripes too, man. Let me know if you agree as well. I'm pretty sure you agree, but
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the sake of the video, we can
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
some feedback.
yeah, for sure.
Too much auto tracking on some of these bullets or projectiles.
Give me an example. You talking about like Linux knife?
I'm talking about Linux revolver. I'm talking about Jabali's um
Machine gun?
little machine gun. I see
Uh,
there's like a slight little auto tracking with these. There's times where I dodge enemies out, and I'm like, that bullet is like some wanted. It curved and hit me.
yeah,
So
okay,
I'm
okay.
like, what's going on here, man? It's a little too much auto tracking when it comes to the projectiles.
I'm
Also, I
I'm not
feel
sure.
like
I'm not sure I agree with that 100% because there's been times where like, especially if I'm playing as Linux, where I'm running, running around shooting an enemy, and if they strafing, the bullets sometimes ain't hitting. So I don't know. I think it might be situational, but I'm not experiencing that as much.
you going I see the lot. I see the
Okay,
lot, man,
okay,
and it's crazy.
okay, okay.
Another thing, I think tank characters are super OP, and what makes tank characters super OP is like I feel like the healing stations. There's something they got to do to balance that out, because what a lot of people are doing is that they will pick like two tank characters, especially if they're like a party, and they will camp around the heal station. Meanwhile, they got the tank characters giving them buffs, or the support characters giving them buffs, and they're not really moving around in the map.
Mm,
Where I feel like the heal stations make it a little bit more dynamic. Move it around a little bit.
I can agree
If
there.
somebody took like two heal things, in a matter of like 20 seconds here, now increase it to like 30 seconds or something. I don't know, because it gets a little campy at times.
Especially
And
on certain
especially when
maps.
yeah, especially certain man, and when people start rage quitting, and then you got 3 against 5, and it's like, yo, I can't break through this barrier that they're creating here.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like that could be adjusted with a heal station.
Hmm.
Um, Oh, another big one. Keep us in queue within the game modes.
Yo, please, please. I don't know why multiplayer games do this now. Like, if I'm playing against a team, it was a sweaty match and they won by one or I won by one, I want the run back. And I'm sure the other team would want to do that run back too. I- Developers, please stop like just booting people out of queues and having to re-queue constantly, or booting a lobby and re-queuing that lobby. Please stop doing that. It's annoying. It please let us choose
Yeah,
if we
like
want to keep playing with that same team or if we want to search again. Please.
give us the option if like, okay, stay in queue of this brawl game mode that you're playing. So when you finish a match, it stays in there. But yeah, I agree with Persona as well. Keep the lobby, man.
Yeah.
Why dismantle the lobby? Why break it up? You know, have that stuff in there. It builds. That's part of the fun of multiplayer games. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why developers keep doing it, because when they do it, I know why they do it, because they're trying to protect, you know, you know, the less skilled individual, but it doesn't increase the longevity of these games because there's no interaction between players. That's another thing too. I feel like the interaction between players. One thing I feel like X Defiant did pretty good is that you can do emotes. Somebody kill you, you can drop a little emote there, like, "Oh, you got me," or "your angry face."
Oh yeah.
Do that with the characters where they have like a sticker. If
Nah, I
somebody
want to
killed you and
taunt.
you
I want to taunt,
yeah, you
man.
send
Give me
you
a
send
taunt.
them an angry face or like a taunt. Yeah,
I
you know what I
want to
mean? That's
taunt,
fun
man.
stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like those interactions is important, and that could be a safe way of trash talking rather than people going racial or whatever
Mm-hmm.
sexual or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
just use the icons that you earn in game, or the stickers, and somebody kill you, or you want to send them a sticker, boom, right there.
Yep.
uh I think I need to get implemented. Another thing too, Persona,
Uh-oh. I think I know
the
what he's gonna
footsteps
say.
are too loud.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yo, listen, bruh. Talk about it, man. Talk about it, man. Please.
The footsteps are way too loud.
You
This
got a
is
bunny hop
it.
everywhere if you're trying to get around.
Yo, it is louder than Modern Warfare
Oh,
2019.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it
It
is.
is loud. Yo, halfway through the map.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the maps designs, I like it a lot, but it's very hard to flank around someone. It encourages camping in a hero game because you can hear everybody coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where I'm supposedly sneaking around flanking, and the enemy is just like, "Oh, I hear
I
I
hear
hear you."
you. Yep. Yep.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta work on that. You gotta lower the footstep noise. In my personal opinion, it's too loud.
I agree.
What you think?
No, I agree. I agree. Listen, I like, I bunny hop a lot. I do a double jump bunny hop to kind of, throw them off of like if I'm which way I might be coming or whatever. But yeah, the footsteps in this game are extremely. Especially, I'm playing my headphones, so I got the volume high. I hear these footsteps. I can pinpoint where people are because the footsteps is just so loud. I'm not saying it needs to go away 100% because I get why you put that type of stuff in the game, but it needs to be significantly lowered. It's too loud. It's way too loud. So I agree.
Yeah. Also, I feel like you should change the leaderboard, or the seeing how much kills or how you doing in mid game, to the touchpad. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel good
that's
holding
that's
the D
weird.
pad down.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because it's weird. Because the touchpad is to actually ping an area, and then the down D-pad on the D-pad is the scoreboard. I'm like, nah, you need to flip that. Definitely flip that for sure. That needs to be flipped.
Oh, so the touchpad you ping?
Yes, that's how you ping.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's how you ping.
Yeah, they got you. The default should be the opposite, in my
Yeah, it should be
opinion.
flipped. Yeah, it should be flipped for
Yeah,
sure.
have player the game.
Yo, yeah, listen, let's talk about that. Listen, I don't care if people, because that's like a Call of Duty thing. Play the game, best play the game, kill cams and all that stuff. I just feel like that should be something that's implemented in all multiplayer games. Because for me and how I play, I like to know, well, how did he outplay me in this specific encounter, so that I know what I need to improve upon or how I need to maneuver. Best plays of the games, or play of the game, or final kill cam, or whatever, or final kill of the game, or whatever. That stuff just promotes, you know, it's a feel good moment. Like, yeah, man, I got the final kill, I got the best kills, best plays of the game, or whatever. I feel like that stuff adds more flair, more personality, and things like that when it comes to these online games. Implement that stuff, man. I feel like that stuff should be implemented in all
Yeah.
multiplayer
Kill
games.
kill cam should be implemented. Like yeah, you got to have that so you can see what the enemy's doing or how they got you. Um, yeah, I don't know why every game is going away from that. Like let people express themselves. Like having a clan tag. I feel like that stuff should be in the beta. A little bit more customization with the player cards. Things like
No,
that.
well, see, with the player cards, there is some big oh, you talking about the player cards, not the players themselves. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Have some customization where they can, players can express themselves a little more.
Hmm.
Um, within that's the game itself. You
Yeah.
know. Um, but understandably, it's a beta. Also, I don't know if they're gonna have this in the final game, but I'm just putting it out there. Have like a firing zone,
Final.
or like a firing or a test zone where you can try out the characters, but you're not really like playing online. You just want to see how they play.
Hmm.
There's nothing really to give like a real trial and error outside going into a match. So far, what we know, to test out these characters. So I feel like having that there day one, like a test zone, will be great. Have a great tutorial as well.
Hmm.
Teaching the characters on how they should be played or whatnot. I think those things go a long way to get those less skilled players up to snuff rather than increasing footstep noises and respawn so long, making everything squad based to get a kill. The
Hmm.
TTK is super high.
Yep. Yep.
You're not going to push longevity that way because even, a skilled player, even if a new player coming in and let's say they get better, once they get better and they've realized like, yo, damn, I got better. The stuff that they did before in the beginning, they're not doing now. They're gonna want more. They're gonna want more depths. They're gonna want more to explore.
Hmm.
But you have those things set up there where it's not going to extend any type of play
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
any skill player. So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I just hope they listen to the feedback and so this game could be successful because I do feel like a lot of effort, a lot of heart, a lot of time, money has been put into this game, and I would love to see it succeed because it's fun. It's a fun game,
Yeah.
but little quality of life things. I feel like we'll just have more people playing it, getting into it, but we'll definitely know when the open beta comes. Unfortunately, we won't be playing the open beta, but we'll
Yeah.
see with open beta when more people get to play it and whatnot.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Especially with a lot of the negatives. I definitely agree. Um. So for this game, or this beta, I should say. I mean, I guess you can't put a score to it, but I guess. Well, let me ask this: would you, after playing for so long, would you recommend this game? Would you recommend this game or this beta to people?
Yeah, yeah, I highly recommend it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a fun game to play. It has a character for anyone, especially when you find your character and you can vibe with that. I say like try to find like a good like 2, 3 characters. When you can find a character in this vibe, man, you have a lot of fun with the game. I do feel like there's a lot of potential there. I just hope that they do listen to like the real constructive criticism from the community so the longevity of the game could be there. I would love to be playing Concord, a year, 2 years down the line. But I feel like with some of this stuff implemented now, I feel like that longevity will be there. But we do have a beta. We gave them the feedback. They listen to the feedback.
Be
We're
good.
in there like swimwear.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't listen to the feedback and you're stuck in your ways, the game is not going to last too long.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely recommend it. Try it. Try it and play and see if it's something that you can vibe with. Especially if you're somebody that like to play shooters and or even hero shooters. I think you can. There's a character out there for everybody in this game. I do think. Um, Last thing, Bari. let's get into the discourse. There's
Mm.
definitely a lot of negativity surrounding Concord, and there's people not feeling it, which is their prerogative. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you definitely see that there's a lot of people who aren't really giving the game a chance, but then are downplaying the game. Kind of talk to me about a lot of the negativity of what you've been seeing when it comes to Concord, because I've seen some of your tweets, what you've been saying and whatnot, and I agree a lot with it, man. So kind of start us off and just break down what you've been seeing personally when it comes to Concord and the discourse.
Yeah, like personally, I just see a lot of people that confess their love that they hate to play live service games on multiplayer games. You know, bashing the game. Like, yeah, no duh, Sherlock. We know you're gonna bash the game. You already confessed to everyone that you hate these type of games. I feel like in the community, a lot of people strive and push for new IPs and innovation and whatnot. And when we do get something new and different, even though there's a lot of similarities to some games with this game, it is a new IP and they're doing something really different when it comes to the narrative push. When it comes to this online game, uh, you know, reality people don't want that. They
Mm,
either want the old game that they were once good at, or something like that, or they want the game to be the popular game that they probably don't play anyway.
mm,
Like that's a
mm,
lot of the stuff that I'm seeing is like, okay, this game came out. I see people bringing up stuff like resistance and Thocom and Killzone. I'm like, you never can be satisfied, with a new game coming out because you just want the old game. But when the old game is not coming out or the new game is not coming out, everybody want a new IP or something. It's just strange to me.
mm,
Like, also, I feel like a lot of people that's giving opinions, especially on the negative side of the game. I'm not discounting any negative opinions overall, but some of the negative opinions, they haven't really put any time into the game. An online game, it don't matter what nobody tells me. You cannot base an opinion for an online game that's playing 1, 2 matches. That's ludicrous to me. I do feel like it does take time because there's so much dynamic elements that happens in the online game. A lot of variables. Every player played different. You might be playing on a map. You might be doing something, but there's so much variables that happen, so much, dynamic play that happens. You know, how you started there can change definitely how you level up and how you earn or gain a knowledge of stuff. So just playing 2 matches, you barely played anything in an online game.
mhm.
But yeah, I'm not saying that this game is perfect. It definitely, we just did 20 minutes or so on feedback and gripes and cons.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, you just gotta play the game. I don't understand what people really want from PlayStation, you know, because they say they want certain things, but when they get it, it's back to, oh, where is this old game? Where is this obscure game that I never played back in the day, but I think people would like? It's just weird to me, man. I'm not saying you have to like the game either. If you don't like it, don't vibe with it. If hero shooters is not your thing, we know your opinion is not your thing. But I do feel like as a hero shooter and somebody that's very critical when it comes to hero shooters, this game specifically, they definitely have something here where the game is fun. I don't think the balance is super off like other games, like X Defiant, right? Not to bring X Defiant. X Defiant, the balance is haywire over there.
Crazy.
You know, certain characters is just way OP.
Mhm.
Where yeah, as much as I think like there's characters that's way better like Lennox and Tio, you can still be very viable with the other characters. I just feel like you just gotta loosen up, or gain a little bit more traction as far as the balance when it comes to the higher tier characters. But yeah, the discourse is the norm that we see with people that hate online games. They don't want to see online games. They want the single player game, so they're going to do everything in their power to bash the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's PlayStation. So
Yeah. 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 I mean, you've been kind of following it a little bit more closely than I have, obviously, so I can't really speak too much about it. But from the stuff that have seen from the time I was on Twitter and whatnot, I do think that it's the typical of what we tend to see when it comes to social media, when it comes to games, when it comes to people, things people dislike or don't really want to give a chance because they already have, their the preconceived ideologies and views of like what it is that they want to see from PlayStation or a game that they may think is just a clone of another game, so they automatically want to write it off or whatever the case may be. It's a typical thing that we see, right? Especially since people aren't playing these games or they're not putting enough time into it, right? Again, if it's something that you've tried and don't really like, that's fine. I'm not here to tell anybody that your opinion of that is wrong, but typically, especially with the online gaming community, typically you tend to have people who speak negatively about these games but don't necessarily play them or have played them. So always remain cautious when it comes to that type of stuff. And yeah, listen, if you're somebody that's on the fence about the game or you don't know if it's something you really want to play or not, try the game. Play it for an hour or two or whatever, or 30 minutes, whatever. Play the game and experience it for yourself and see if it's something that you can that you can see yourself playing. That's the only thing that I really ask or say when it comes to this stuff. Try it for yourself. Play it. It's if you have PS Plus, it's available now. Play it.
oh, that's another thing I want to say. PlayStation, Firewall, don't do that crap again.
Yo, facts.
Do not do that
Yo,
crap
facts.
again, man. If you are going to open up the game, the early access of the game to everyone that have PlayStation Plus, you let that be known day one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't do that crap again, man. That is
That was
that
very
to me
slimy.
that feels very scummy
Yeah.
because yeah, I put my hard earned money, pay for the game so I can get early access because hey, we're not going to be here next week. We're going to be at Evo.
Yep.
But then you just open it up to everyone that have PlayStation Plus. I'm just like, nah, don't do that crap again. If you're going, like I said, if you're going to do stuff like that, you let it be known day one so people can know what they got to do.
Yeah.
If they want to pre-order, that's on their own accord. If they want to wait and just play through Plus because they already subscribed, that's on their own accord. But the way how you trickle out that information, it feels very scummy doing that.
I
So
agree.
don't do that. Don't do that again. Things
Very
like that
scummy.
will have people look at this game in a bad way because now, not saying that it's bad to have it in plus to play the beta, but now people's going to be looking forward to this game being in plus so they can play the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It could backfire you that way, but in
Yep.
my opinion, I just feel like if that's something you should have said day one rather than wait the day before
Yeah.
the early access
Yeah. I agree.
happened.
I agree.
Felt very scummy.
Very scummy. Very scummy. But yeah, yo, Bari, Concord beta impressions. I
So
think we're feeling it, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed these impressions. These me and Bari definitely enjoy doing these very much. And again, Concord beta is out right now. As of the recording of this impressions video, go try it, go play it. See if it's something you like. That's the best I can say. And if you don't have Plus or whatever, open betas next weekend. Give it a try. Right. But we're gonna get into these outros now, guys. Bari, get the people your outro. Let the people know what you got coming. What's good with you? What's going on with you?
yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the impressions. Like I said, it's first impressions or early access beta impressions. We definitely be playing some more. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Firewalk, Concord developers. Hopefully you can take the feedback. I'm not saying everything is going to be implemented with the feedback, but hopefully, some of the things are implemented and adjusted around. Because yeah, you're looking at two people that are going to be playing the game, and
Yep.
we're playing it, to its entirety. So
Yep.
yeah, let's listen to the community, listen to feedback. I know you got a Discord. I'll be having some stuff in there soon. I do have my own individual uh uh video as far as my impressions on Concord. I do also have Elden Ring Farming Spot. I just dropped the Kate Sith versus the Abominable in the legendary bout for Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So if you enjoy those videos, give it a like, give it a watch, let me know. And yeah, see you in September when it
Yes.
comes to What's Up PlayStation Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as for me, guys, I'm Persona, Gamer with Persona. You can follow me on Twitter at Persona Speaks. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gamer with Persona. Content I put out 2 streams this weekend with Concord Beta. I'm probably gonna stream later on this afternoon as well today. Just a couple of the things I gotta handle on this Sunday, but yeah, gotta pack. Big vacation coming up. So gotta make sure I'm all packed up, ready to go. So most likely we'll stream later. And in terms of content, I'm gonna put my thoughts on there as well. I'm gonna try to do it before I leave, but if not, it'll probably be the week after when I come back. And yeah, man, listen, definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys also subscribe to this YouTube channel, What's Up PlayStation Podcast. If you enjoy the content, we appreciate everybody. Hit the like button, share this out. And yeah, man, like Barry said, we'll definitely see you in September. But don't worry, we'll definitely be putting more video format things like this out as well throughout the summer. But in terms of What's Up PlayStation Podcast, we'll be returning in the first week of September. We'll be back with What's Up PlayStation Podcast, right? So we appreciate everybody. Hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. And always remember, guys, What's Up PlayStation Podcast is a podcast for the community, by the community. And we'll see you guys next time. Same time, same place, same crew, the WUPS crew. And we out, guys. Peace.